Hello there, Gothamites. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Bryan.
And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 59?
Yes.
59. Getting there, pushing 60 on it. Episode 59, Batman 89. Just so you know what Batman we're talking about. And throw that little 89 at the end to make you know it's the good one. Yeah. It's the real good one. It's the old VHS he always had on the shelf where the bat symbol didn't even fit on the front of the damn cover. So freaking dope.
Such a badass cover.
Yeah, big gold bat symbol. We don't even need the whole damn thing on the cover. You know what it is. Doesn't even have any words. It's like, dude, you know what it is. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. God, I wore the heck out of that tape. And it's got the guy who plays Alfred do the Diet Pepsi commercial on the VHS. Remember that?
Yeah.
Don't forget your Pepsi, sir, or Diet Coke or something. And then it's got some other weird fast food commercial, I think.
The Burger King or some shit.
Yeah. Well, I think that was actually in the movies. Like, did you eat cereal? Okay, take
out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I also remember it's got the Bugs Bunny commercial at the beginning for like, get your Warner Brothers magazine.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I miss the days of these old commercials in the beginning of tapes. So
it's interesting that like it took this series until now to release a movie called The Batman. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like an easy choice to name your movie, but I don't know. It took until 2022, I guess, for them to name a movie The Batman.
Yeah, they always alluded to it in every Batman.
Mm-hmm.
People kind of refer to him as The Batman.
Yeah.
What about The Batman? But 1989. Tim Burton. Ooh, a lot to unpack on this. So, Tim Burton gets offered Batman. Jumps at the chance, but they don't greenlight it until Beetlejuice does well, which is the year before, I believe, 88. So yeah, he hops on the opportunity, some fun things. Originally, Robin Williams cast as the Joker.
Yep.
But they kind of used him as a bait tactic to get Nicholson.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
So Williams was pissed, and he was supposed to be the Joker later in Forever, but he turned that down because he was still mad, and he actually refused to do any Warner Brothers projects until they apologized to him. Yeah, he could have been a good Joker. It could have worked out. It would have been like his first time going all weird. It would have been like him in that photo movie. You know what I mean? Going all dark, but for the Joker.
Oh yeah, 1 hour photo.
Could have been. Yeah, it could have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it would have been an awesome Joker. And when I read that, I was like, ooh, that would have been pretty fun and interesting.
Yeah, so this is like the first comic book movie, I think. Well, it was absolutely Superman. One of the first, but the first time that they took it super seriously. Mm-hmm. Like this was a dark, gritty world. I just love this world, man. I don't like Tim Burton very much at all. I like Beetlejuice. I like Batman. That's pretty much it. I just think he goes too hot topic and wacky with his world building, and I'm not one of the Nightmare Before Christmas people. Don't think it's that great.
Sorry, he didn't direct that one anyway.
Yeah. What, did he just write it? His
either wrote it or produced
are all over that thing.
Yeah, but he definitely, the only one he did Corpse Bride. He directed that one, but he didn't direct. But yeah, I actually kind of echo that. I was never really a Tim Burton fan. I know there's a lot of diehard people out there that love it. Yeah. I think that Beetlejuice, this movie, and Scissorhands are pretty good movies. Even this movie included, I just never really. I wasn't really drawn to these movies as much as I like Batman, but it's always like Tim Burton's Batman, and Tim Burton to me, But so yeah, I'm kind of distant from this movie. I've seen it obviously, but it's not one of those movies I rewatch a lot.
I thought Tim Burton's weird aesthetic just was so perfect for this Batman. This is such a weird Batman. This gothic noir Batman. The city's perfectly done, where it's like old school yet new school. The sound effects are like an old freaking 1950s serial. Like all the guns are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't remember the mix when I just watched it, but because in my mind that's what it is, because that's what it used to be. But I've heard that they've changed the sound effects, and I'm having like a rose tinted glasses. I can't remember if what I just watched the sound effects were different. I was like, why would you do that? That's part of the aesthetic of the movie, man. Because they got these little shitty 6-shooter guns. All the bad guys are all like revolvers, little derringers.
Yeah.
And they're all. I remember they're fighting at the chemical factory. Everything's metal, so every shot's like.
Yeah, there's a lot of bouncing. Yeah, you definitely hear it for sure in that whole sequence. It's kind of silly. I want to go back to Gotham. Like I said, I've seen this movie, but I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid. And within probably the opening sequence, the first 5 minutes or so, I was like, this is probably the best film adaptation of Gotham that I've seen, like an on-screen Gotham. It's really fucking dope how he imagined Gotham. Because Dark Knight, it's like they just use Chicago. They just use a normal city. It's just like, okay, it's just a city.
Yeah.
Forever and Batman and Robin it's a pretty fun Gotham too, but I think this one for sure is probably the best adaptation of Gotham on film anyways.
Yeah, looks great. Really cool. I don't know what they did to. I think it's a lot of sets and stuff. Those can't be, those aren't real buildings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not just filming a city. That's a set because it looks totally like a one-off for this. This really cool stuff. Like in the first shot, you see Batman. It's like I forgot about it too. The first sequence, they kind of do a fake you out, think that you're going to watch the origins of Batman because you're watching this guy with his son and his wife walking like through Gotham, trying to get a cab, trying to get home, and then they have to go down the alleyway. And I was like, is this Bruce? What? I was like, what's going on here? I kind of forgot the scene, but yeah, it's not them. They kind of trick you. It's a similar situation. And then the guy robs them and Batman sees them from the top of the building. And then they have a looking down perspective. So you see the street and Batman on a ledge and graciously turns around and walks back, but it's all animated. So just like erase that part of the cell and make it black. And it's like, it works pretty good. But now as an adult, you can tell that's animated. But that was a really clever way to do it back then to get that really cool sweepy effect. And I think that was the reason they did that is because that was probably a matte painting, right?
Yeah.
That's what that looks like to me.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the opening because, again, I haven't seen this in a while. And when the father and the wife and the son are lost, I was like, God damn it. Because how many times have we seen this? You know what I mean? We've seen it so many fucking times. And I just been like, God damn, all right, we're just going to have to go through this. And then the moment they go through the alleyway and they talk to that first guy begging for money, I was like, oh, wait, no, this isn't them. Because it started to come back to me.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate that this movie isn't an origin story. He's already Batman. I was like, man, I wish more superhero movies would do that. Just because we're so used to seeing origin movies from Marvel and DC that we typically don't get a first movie as like they're already who they are. I appreciated about this movie that he was just already Batman.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And just there's so many things already. The beginning where it's scrolling the credits and like sweeping through a giant bat symbol. Mm-hmm. Remember that? As a kid was just the dopest thing. It's like, oh, yeah, pull out. Yeah, pull the frame out. Fuck yeah, bat symbol. We were riding in it, dude.
Yeah. And a lot of credit to Danny Elfman's score. It's a fucking awesome
score.
My
God.
Great
theme. I can't think of Batman without thinking of that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is Batman. I loved it when they did the first Lego Batman and they actually used the score.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. The way to capture the feel. Use that score. Yeah, Danny Elfman kills it in this. I don't know. The Prince stuff hasn't aged well, making this movie a little weird. It's like you should have just scored this movie. I don't know why you're trying to put 80s pop songs into it. But yeah, then we get some I love that character shows up first after Batman kind of beats up these two thugs for robbing them, and I like how he doesn't do anything. Like, why was he there? He just came there. He didn't like return the items. He didn't really beat them up too bad. He kind of punched one of them, kicked one of them, hung him over the ledge, and said, "Tell your friends about me."
Yeah, it's a scare tactic to, spread the word that,
I'm just trying to get some word out of here, okay? I don't want to beat you up. I just want some notoriety here. Help me.
Apparently that Batman line was improv by Keaton when he pulls him close on Batman. I think the original line was like, "I'm your nightmare" or something like that.
I'm your nightmare. Well, it was going to be like a Freddy Krueger. Welcome to my nightmare.
Bitch.
Yeah. So that was a pretty good scene. The quintessential I'm Batman. He's got a weird way of saying it too. It's really great. And then I like this character, Grisham. It's like the dirty cop character. And it's just the most quintessential weird cop. And he's got the voice. The guy's coming to investigate. I hear the Batman has struck again. And then he's like, keep your mouth shut. You'll ruin any reputation you thought you had.
Yeah, it sounds like a cancer patient. Right? Like one of
those there is no Batman. And then the guy walks by. It was a giant bat, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's just that guy. It's just like a cartoon character. I loved it. So gets to Jack Napier, which is a completely made up Joker origin. I don't think is in anything, but it works. I don't know. I love this Joker origin. I love the Jack Napier origin story.
It's a gangster.
Where he's just it's just this crime boss, kind of second in command, and he's shacking up with the boss is a lady. He'd kill you if he ever found out. He's like, well, he doesn't know. And then I love the scene, dude. He looks in the mirror and he's like kind of fixing his suit, and she's like, you look great, Jack. He turns around super slow and irritated. Who asked you?
Yeah.
Or something
I
like
didn't
that.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, he's just super cool with it. And then the crime boss evidently knew about him and the old lady, I think is why. And he kind of knew that he was kind of, trying to overthrow him. There's a couple things that went into it, I think, but he kind of sets him up, sends him to this like deal or something at the chemical factory. I don't know. Yeah, go to the deal. It's at the chemical factory with all the bubbling green stuff.
Yeah, it's like Harvey Dent and the commissioner are cracking down on these businesses that are kind of in bed with the mafia or whatever, and so they're trying to clean house before they're interrogated or whatever.
Yeah, we got Billy D. Williams. It's freaking Harvey Dent. You truly belong with us among the Gotham clouds.
Well, it's kind of a bummer because I love Billy D. Williams is awesome, and it sucks because he's not in this movie at all. He's only in a couple scenes, and I think he said he took the role because he expected to be Two-Face somewhere down the road, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bummer.
He was going to be
see more of him.
He was going to be Two-Face, I think, in the second one. They were going to have Two-Face in the second one and Robin, but they were like, there's too many characters. You have to cut some characters out. It's too much. And so there was already quite a bit. So he cut out Robin and Two-Face, I think is how the story goes. And Robin was going to be played by Marlon Wayans.
Oh,
and he had signed on. So like a young black Robin. Would have been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because Marlon would have been pretty young at that time. And he's talked about it. And he's like, I wanted to be goddamn Robin. And I didn't even shoot the shit. But yeah, it's supposed to show up. All these characters and their likenesses, like Marlon Wayans, Robin is gonna be in that Batman '89 comics. That's a cool way to cut.
That's badass.
Yeah, and Billy D. Williams is Two-Face is in there. So that's pretty cool. But where were we? They send him to the chemical factory. Yeah. And it's a setup. He told the cops all about it, so the cops are ready when Jack gets there.
Mhm.
Give it up, Napier. This is like an old fucking 40s shootout. It's just a really fun scene.
It's one of my favorite scenes of the movie, dude. And I think it's a lot of it is credit to Burton, man. I got to give him credit because like there's a moment in this scene where Jack runs upstairs to like a control room and he's like pulling levers and spinning things, sparks are going everywhere. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like it's just so silly, yeah. And like every time someone shoots a big vat of liquid, it's always like colorful, like green and purple liquid. And it's just like,
yeah,
I think a normal director would just have water. It's like, why go through the trouble of making this shit look colorful? So all these little like small things in the scene,
especially with him and his color palette. You know what I mean? Where it's always very dark and drab.
Right.
The fact that he put that color in there. Yeah, really cool scene. I love it when he's like, they open the safe. We've been had, boys. Something like that. Son of a bitch. She got me. Yeah, I love it, dude. Yeah, like pulling all these levers and pushing buttons. Like, which one of these kills the cops for me?
Oh,
if you got your cameras, start shooting.
So good.
Oh, man.
And then Batman shows up. Pretty fun entrance.
Yeah, he shows up and he's like fucking going. Does he show up lowering through the smoke? That's how it comes into that scene, right?
Oh, it's funny because he shows up very briefly, and Sarah and I laughed because it's like the angle's looking up at a stairwell, and a henchman runs up, or maybe it was Jack. I think it's Jack. Jack runs up the stairs and goes around the corner, and then you see Batman kind of follow him, but he like aggressively throws his fucking cape around his body. I'm like, does he not like his cape? Like, what's going on here? He seemed frustrated, like, ugh.
He had to. I was watching a bunch of the costume features, and yeah, depending on which cape, like if he had the leathery cape, which I think he has in that scene, that's supposed to look super flowy. I think that one's like 50 pounds. So Keaton's like, get the fucking cape around this corner. He's gonna throw it around the corner.
It looks silly. My take was, it was like maybe they did the shot once and he just walked, and maybe he was just hard to see because he's all in black. So like, yeah, throw your cape so we can see some sort of movement that you're there. But he just fucking chucks that son of a bitch. It's hilarious.
Speaking of hard to see, this movie is aggressively black. I think they've lightened it up over the years, which I don't like because it's supposed to be aggressively black, and then, they've made it so light in some of the versions that you get this color banding where it's like gray and blues and like bands of shades because it's supposed to be super black, and then that happens when you start to artificially brighten things. I guess there's a scene where the car is auto driving itself, and you can see the hand inside operating the wheel.
Oh wow!
Because the movie originally was so dark, you could not see inside of the window, but they just turned the freaking brightness up to 12 so you could see what's going on and you could see the hands. They've done a lot and I didn't know much of this. I had read all about it later. All these alterations to the movie after the fact. I'm like, this ain't Star Wars. You don't need to alter this. This movie it works perfectly.
Are they just doing this as like a Blu-ray restoration and the 4K stuff?
Yeah, with like the first DVD releases and all that. Like every iteration has kind of had its own little nuances and differences.
Interesting.
I even heard there's a version of this movie in Latin America where, the end fight where he's like, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? And he puts on the glasses and Batman punches him. The movie ends right there. In this Latin American version, he punches him, and then it goes to the scene of him falling off the building, and they just omit the whole like helicopter and the rest of the fight. It's like, that's how we want it to end. He punches this guy with glasses off the building. Oh, I wouldn't, would I?
That's kind of awesome.
Punch you to your death.
That's pretty awesome. I
He's falling out. Fuck you, 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, brightening this film up kind of makes sense because, we grew up in the 90s and God forbid you fucking pop this VHS during the day in your fucking living room set. You ain't going to see shit with all the reflections. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like it's just something. It's something. It's like the aesthetic of it. You're not supposed to see it. It's a fucking dark blob. What do you think it is? It's Batman, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Use your imagination. What, you got no imagination, kid? I don't even know if the bat symbol on his chest is real. If I just imagine that.
It's just black.
It was just my head putting something that I could recognize in the film. But yeah, the Batman comes to the chemical plant. Cool little shootout, man. It gets to see some cool stuff and get to see the grappling hook crap where he goes through the smoke. That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Man. And I don't remember how did the Joker fall in? Was it a scuffle?
Yeah, Batman shoots something at him. I don't remember what it was. And he shoots something and it bounces off and like something sprays on his face and he's like, "Ah!" and he like goes over the edge and Batman catches him.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. And then he fell in, which is different to another scene where he gets a similar thing. And
yeah.
And then it's kind of the fake makeup over the white makeup melted away. It's like, I don't know how the hell they do that effect. I've done some Halloween type makeup stuff, and I don't know how you put on a base of white and then a skin tone and then have some of the skin tone come off and show the white. Like, that's some crazy stuff there. They did that in The Dark Knight too, obviously. And I never quite know what they're going for. Because, in The Dark Knight when he does it, so is his skin white or is it, skin colored? Either of these Jokers. I find it hard to tell. You know what I mean? Because
I think they're painting it on themselves. Because I thought that Heath Ledger in one of the scenes, like his makeup is coming off, like his paint.
Yeah, right. But if that's the case, why put the human makeup over your Joker makeup? Right? Because doesn't it like bleed like Jack Nicholson's?
Yeah, the Jack Nicholson stuff doesn't make sense. But for Heath Ledger's, I mean, he probably just takes his makeup off and he's fine. But yeah, I don't know why Nicholson was putting on. Why wouldn't he just rub his fucking paint off? Maybe, but I'm trying to remember when he's all wrapped up and the doctor's working on him, which is the greatest surgeon room I've ever seen in my life. It looks like fucking hell. But I don't remember. Do you see his face? I don't remember it. Like,
I don't think it shows you his face.
Yeah.
Does it?
I don't think it does. I think it's just his reaction of it. But either way, yeah, it's kind of weird.
I love that scene. He's unwrapping. Hurry!
Yeah.
He's
like rapidly.
Give me the fucking mirror. And then he starts laughing. And I'm sorry. We can do it again.
Yeah.
The guy's like, I'll try again.
He just like slowly walks off laughing.
Yeah. Then we get Joker, and then Joker shows up at the big boss's house. Kills him, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the fucking hand buzzer.
Oh no! He shoots him. He was just him, and he like walks in on the office, and he shoots him in the chest, and he starts kind of shooting behind his back and dancing a little bit. And there's like a quirky little song.
Probably Prince.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba hubba. Who do you trust? I'm out here giving away free money, and where's the Batman?
Yeah, the hand buzzer is like during the gangster scene. We're all at the table and they're trying to figure out how to divvy up. I don't remember what the reason was, but he shakes that guy's hand.
Yeah, then he like has this whole monologue with his corpse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good.
That's really good. And so anyway, so we get to there's some other cool parts. We could just go through the art show.
Yeah.
Oh, the first time I always wanted to mention this. The first time we see Bruce Wayne is at a party, right? They're throwing a party, and Vicky Vale's there, and she's talking to the other story guy. I forget his name.
I think it's Knox.
Yeah, and they're in Bruce's house, and it's like, they're looking at his statue or like some ceremonial garb. It's like, what do you think? What do you think he does with this? Huh? How much do you think something like this costs? And then, or where do you think this is from? And Bruce Wayne walks up behind him. It's Chinese. Huh? That it's Chinese. How do you know? I bought it in China. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Nice to meet you. He just pulls this whole scheme to be able to say he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well, it's kind of set up because the opening into that whole sequence is Vicky going in and being like, she asks somebody, she meets Bruce.
Oh yeah, she does meet him
for Bruce, and he's like, he kind of shrugs it off, and
Never
then
met him.
and then you kind of see Alfred going around the party, and there's kind of this fun moment where Bruce is watching Vicky Vale and Knox kind of wander off, or maybe he's watching the cops. I forget, because the cops run off to go to the factory at some point. He's watching somebody, anyways. He like takes a bite of something and puts it off to the side, like in a place that shouldn't be, and then you see Alfred in the background come pick it up, and then he's like taking a drink of, puts it on the pool table or the car table, and Alfred like dives forward and grabs it. It's kind of a little fun moment.
Yeah, and I love what he says. Is like, she's like, "Oh, I'd love to have an interview with you." Yeah, no problem. We'll set it up. I'd love a grant, sir. Yeah. Knox. Like, and then as he's leaving, he's telling Alfred, "Would you set up an interview with Vicky Vale and get this man a grant?"
He just walks off. Yeah.
Like, he was a pretty good Bruce Wayne. What I like about his Bruce Wayne, and I've heard it said, is that like, unlike any other ones, it seems like there's something he's hiding, something bubbling under the surface that he's trying really hard to hide, which is Batman, Yeah. Because like the scene where he's like, "Let's get nuts. You want to get nuts?" And he starts breaking shit. Like, that's the real Bruce Wayne. And then the Bruce Wayne, he shows everybody this billionaire facade is like really the mask. Right, he's actually himself when he's Batman. He's able to be violent and stuff. And I actually think he did a really good job of kind of showing that he's kind of crazy underneath the surface. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better ones. I think for me, it's Keaton and Affleck. I know people are fucking gasp when I say Affleck, but like Christian Bale, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but Christian Bale I thought was just so fucking boring. I just thought he was a boring Bruce Wayne. He has his moments, but overall, meh. And then Kilmer's great. Kilmer's fine. Clooney is pretty rough, but yeah, I think Keaton and Affleck are probably my two favorites. We'll see how Pattinson does, but yeah, I like Michael Keaton a lot in this role.
Yeah. Great Batman. Oh yeah, the art show, really cool scene. That's where they start really pumping that Prince up in you, man.
Yeah.
What song is playing during that? It's like I don't remember, but I just remember kind of the melody. Maybe I'm confusing the song with the parade one. But it's like and they're all painting all the paintings, and he's walking around. He's like, they put the brush in his hand. He just walks by casually, brushing on the wall, and they're adding like the red lips to everything. And I love it, man. That's a good scene. And he meets Vicky, and he has like the gas mask. It's like says, "Put this on," and then he gasses the whole room. That was a really fun scene.
I love that scene a lot too. I don't know. I'm on the fence with the Prince. I feel like that scene could have been darker and a little more scarier if it was just either Danny Elfman's score or something else. But because it does a little silly. Like there's that one guy who's just like by himself. They keep cutting back to him and he's just like dancing and moving around. It's like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, I'm on the fence with the Prince stuff, but I do like the scene overall. Yeah,
we should like rescore this movie. See if we could make it super dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that reminds me when you talked about the henchman. It's funny, the henchman, this movie's pretty realistic. It doesn't do anything too crazy. I mean, his face is burnt. He wears a suit. The bat suit's pretty basic. It's just a rubber Batman suit. It's nothing too wacky and wild. And then his henchmen have like these Joker get-ups, right? like these purple jackets with Joker patches and like his face and symbol. I'm like, where'd they get all this stuff? It's like screen printing uniforms. I feel like they would just be wearing shit.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was kind of weird, but it kind of fit, these little weird jumpsuits. And I like what's his name, Bob?
Yeah, Bob the henchman. Yeah.
Bob with that little like wispy white hair. I'm the number one henchman. I love you, Bob. I do.
Yeah, he went out like a punk, man. I was pretty bummed how he went out. I was like, oh man, you're gonna do Bob dirty like that? It's fucked up. Yeah, the goons, they reminded me because they're all like wearing black and like a little black top hat and the gloves. I'm like, they look like they're from a fucking Run DMC music video or something. They're all wearing sunglasses and shit. It's hilarious.
But and then the Joker is kind of poisoning the whole city with the Joker products, and that was kind of cool. And so he gets the city to like him or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's like giving them money at a parade.
Yeah, he's giving out money, and he's saying, "Where's Batman? I'm giving away free money. Where is he? He's wearing a mask. Take your mask off." And then I love it when he's like, he sees the Batwing fly over the parade. Where does he get these wonderful toys? I just love that line.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me he had one of those or whatever?
Did you tell me? Yeah. And then I always loved as a kid the poison-filled balloons scene. Yeah. I don't know why, but I loved that, and I loved the Batwing. It's like one of my favorite things as a kid. I think this is the best the Batwing has ever been done in film. Yeah. I think it fits this movie well, and it looks cool. And it's I just love the part you just get the front opens up and it's like it's got a little scissors. It's like you thought of everything. Yeah. Why would you need little scissors in the front of this ship? And then he flies and it has to dum, 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 gets all the balloons to jumble in the little bat fork, and then it cuts them, and thank God we had those little scissors.
Those are my balloons.
They're doing it, my balloons.
Yeah. It also has one of the most iconic shots where it flies up to the clouds and then spins right in front of the moon and has the bat.
Yeah, it makes the bat symbol.
Badass.
And it is actually, it's not cheesy. You know what I mean? It's done. It looks really cool, and it's like the actual ship makes like a perfect bat symbol. So, yeah, we'd be remiss about talking about this movie without the amazing designs that I think the best Batwing and the best Batmobile.
Oh, for sure.
That have ever been designed. Like that Batmobile, man. Woo. That's why I'm glad they're bringing it back in the Flash. We're going to see it again. 89 Batmobile is just so iconic. It's crazy to me that they haven't been able to design one better.
Yeah.
Before or since.
Yeah, tell me nobody out there didn't have that fucking Hot Wheel. Everyone had that fucking Hot Wheel car, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I had the big plastic toy where the top kind of shifts up like that, and you can put the figure in. And we were talking about Batman Returns. I always wanted the Batman Returns one because for that one the toy came out, the two sides would shoot off, and it would be that stupid bat train.
Oh yeah.
This is a case I have to go down a really narrow, alleyway. Why?
Did they release the Batman? I'm going to look it up. I don't know if they have the Batmobile.
Yeah, the Batman. Yeah, it kind of looks like a muscle car. Remember seeing it? It kind of looks like a muscle car.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see it now.
With some mods. Some early screenings of the movie, those people say that the Batmobile is really cool.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be some badass like chase scenes or something, because it is pretty basic. But in this world, he's wearing like boots in the suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's year 2. So, he doesn't have a full fledged.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of like a old muscle car. He just started modding on and building on. So I guess that makes sense, because there's no way you designed the 1989 Batmobile.
Yeah,
it's like it's a fucking graphic designer who made this. It's perfect, and it's just a piece of art. So it's like Batman didn't make this. It's like, what are you making? I'm making a fucking car. Alfred comes in. It's like, you don't just make this, dude.
Yeah.
This takes years of engineering and,
right.
Teams of people. It's like, so it's a little unrealistic in that sense, but God, it's an awesome car.
Yeah.
Love it. And I mean, and the Batcave too. It's just amazing. It's like fucking got like water falling in it, and like there's like a little crevice you have to walk out to get to the Bat computer part, and it's all actual cave around it. It's like, dude, that's really dope. Ben Affleck had some good Bat Cave scenes too.
Yeah,
some of his Bat Cave stuff was pretty cool, and I actually, Christian Bale's Bat Cave was pretty good too. That was an actual cave.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've all had some pretty good Bat Caves. So then, yeah, we get to the end of the movie, and it's just kind of a face off at the. Oh, I wanted to talk about it when that's what I was getting to. The Batwing shows up, and then it's coming at him, and then what's Joker? He's like, "Come on, shoot me!"
The Heath Ledger
just standing there in the street, and then he just gets that gun out. Fucking, it's like
3 feet long. It's like Jesus.
Pulls it out of his fucking pants.
Yeah.
It's got like a cannon noise. And then he shoot. And then like this, one of the shots takes down the fucking airplane. He's like,
yeah.
He goes to the battle. Oh shit! Like one shot from this gun and this fucking $1 million bat plane. It's like, oh god damn it, it's going down.
I wasn't expecting a 3-foot gun cannon.
Damn. And then it crashes into the steps. That was a really cool scene at that miniature.
Yeah.
I just watched a thing where they had the largest miniature of that. They restored it. And it's a really big one. It's like a 4 foot long, 3 foot wide. It's for the really detailed shots where like the missiles come out of the sides and stuff. Mm-hmm. None of the flying out. They never showed it full. This model, and it also had a little bat figure in the cockpit that could move its head to the side for a shot like that. Nice. Really cool how everything back then was just fucking practical. Like all these things did something. They had lights that would turn on, missiles that would come in and out, Gatling guns that would come in and out. They had the little scissors in the front. It's like, damn, I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in disrepair, and they repaired it. Like that one guy, the redhead guy who used to do the Mythbusters, Savage or whatever. Anyways, pretty sweet. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. That was an awesome scene, man. But yeah. So that's their Batwings destroy. Didn't show up in the second one. Disappointing. That was another one of the coolest toys in the fucking world. I don't think I ever had one, but I knew people that had them. You know what I mean? And I always wanted one so bad. Yeah, so they fight on that. What the hell is it? Like a clock tower?
Yeah, like
bell tower.
Bell tower, yeah.
And is this does he rip his mask off? Or that's Returns, isn't it? Is it this one?
No, his mask stays on.
Yeah, his mask stays on.
Yeah, that's an awesome fight scene. Well, I mean, it's not really a fight scene, but I love the ending, dude. It's so cool. It's like he gets up there and fucking Joker is dancing with Vicky in the background. There's like this old orchestral music playing. And then this henchman comes out and just they get into a hand-to-hand combat while in the background Joker's I don't know. It's all really well done. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, wasn't that the guy who has like just doing all this ninja shit?
Oh yeah, I think he's in there too.
Batman just kind of kicks him in the head or something, or punches him.
Yeah,
just real quick. Yeah, it was real cool. And yeah, there's not much to the end, but it's really cool. Yeah, he just kind of fights him as they're traveling up the staircases, and eventually he puts on the glasses. Yeah. The guy with glasses, would you? Punches him. And then he does the helicopter escape. He's trying to get on the little rope ladder. And then I don't remember how he actually died. How he fell.
Batman and Vicky are hanging on the ledge, and Batman shoots. He shoots some sort of, device onto Joker's leg that like wraps around his leg, and he somehow gets the other part onto a gargoyle. And then when the helicopter takes off, the gargoyle rips off, and then he can't hold the weight, and then he just falls to his death.
Mm.
I like the Latin American version better. Fucking hilarious.
I like isn't he when he's dead on the ground? Don't they show him? Isn't there like a clattering teeth or something?
There's like a voice thing in his pocket. He's like ha 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 ha. And it just keeps going.
Yeah, awesome. And that's about it. Classic movie. Another cool fact is when they first tried the suit, they didn't do the eye makeup, and they didn't like the way the eye stood out among the masks. And they said this is very true. It said it makes it look very much like a Halloween mask, or just a costume party mask, and it doesn't seamlessly flow into the eye. And so it's like we decided to make up the eye, and I like the way that looks. Pretty much everyone has done that since. Make up the eye, but it's not. It's really cool aesthetically, but I don't feel like it's something that a Bruce Wayne would do. You know what I mean? Oh, I have to have that black eyeliner, or they're gonna know who I am. You know what I mean?
Before he leaves,
but it looks really good on film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting to me. But yeah, this movie, classic, man. I don't know. Probably one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. It's so good.
Yeah, it's great. I don't really have very many gripes with it. I think the smallest gripe I have is Vicky Vale. I like Kim Basinger, and I think Vicky's fine, but like I didn't really buy their whole relationship. No. I love you. What the fuck are you talking about? You met the guy once. Let's relax.
Yeah.
But it's such a small gripe. It doesn't take away from the movie or anything. I don't know if I bought their relationship.
Yeah.
And she disappears in the second one. I don't know if they. It's been a while since I've seen Returns, but I don't know if they have a line of dialogue that. Yeah, I ditched her. Kick rocks.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but
yeah, I think there's a throwaway line by Alfred talking about and what about Vicky, or something like that. Again, it kind of reminds me of what's her name, from Batman Forever.
Dr. Meridian, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. How she's just like, there's something about a leather latex suit. She's like grabbing
lingerie
his titties. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer's like, yeah, this is happening. I knew I should have put a zipper in this suit.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise.
I was like, dang, dude, she is smoking in that movie. Nicole Kidman, man. Yeah, it was like that. That never always made so little sense to me. She's like, she's just she's DTF. Never met you before.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow got a hold of the bat symbol. the bat. What do they call that? Bat signal.
Yeah, bat signal.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So Batman. God, just one of the classics. So of course we had to do the retro review because it's just fun to talk about these movies like Turtles, stuff like that.
Yeah, plus we actually didn't plan this. It just, I don't know, call it fate or whatever you want. But it's actually Batman Day, or it was the other day, so it's kind of in line with Batman Day.
I did see that, huh? Right on. That's another iconic Batmobiles that just got me thinking that 66 one's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that great of a Batmobile, but it's really cool aesthetically. I've never subscribed to the Batmobiles that are convertibles, though. It's like you wouldn't want that. Like Batman and Robin. It's like, what's a convertible Batmobile? They're just gonna shoot you in the head. That's dumb. Yeah. So,
well, actually, sounds like we're wrapping up. I want to ask you a question. Seems to be a hot debate. Are you a Nicholson or a Ledger? I know it's kind of hard because they're so different, but where do you kind of stand?
Oh man,
Yeah, it's tough.
I do think Ledger objectively is probably better, just
Yeah.
better acting. It's just like an amazing performance. But like, and I almost wanted to say the story though. I like the Jack Napier version of Joker, but the story of the Ledger Joker is really good too because you never get to
Yeah.
know it really. It's always
Yeah.
like telling these, so you don't know what the hell the real origin story is. It's like maybe he's just a normal kid who was raised well,
Hmm.
and he's just like has his fantasies he makes up in his mind. Uh, so yeah, I I do really like the Napier story, and I think he did great in this. But yeah, I mean, shoot, Ledger was a whole different beast, wasn't it?
I think Ledger's definitely. I mean, I don't even know if it's even worth mentioning Joaquin, but Joaquin's a great actor.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. But yeah, I think I'm a Ledger fan over Nicholson. But what I like about Nicholson that was missing in Ledger is like that kind of more comical and theatrical Joker, like even from the '60s
Mm-hmm.
show and like even the animated series. He has a little more of a sense of humor and he's kind of silly. I think Nicholson does that really well. Heath Ledger, that's kind of missing from Heath Ledger. He's more menacing and unpredictable and kind of more of a frightening presence, more than a goofy hey hey. So I do appreciate that about Nicholson. He kind of harnessed that pretty well.
And we didn't even mention the. Let me ask you something. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? Then Batman, what? No, it's something I ask of all my prey. I just like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
And then that's how and I love the storyline where he is the guy that killed Batman's parents.
Right. Right.
They don't use that anywhere else to make the Joker have more of a tie to Batman. Because then Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne, he remembers hearing the killer say that, and then it flashes back, and it's got a really good young Jack Nicholson, like a guy playing him. He's got this kind of looks like it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of flashes back. Tell me, kid, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? And then, yeah, I forgot. Again, we got to mention that scene. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that line too. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Oh, yeah,
Something
iconic.
I ask all my prey.
It's like the Ezekiel 25:17 from Pulp Fiction. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of icon of a dialogue. Oh, what was I? Fuck, I was just thinking something. Fuck, I may have lost it. It'll come back to me.
Searching.
Searching. Fuck, what the hell was it? I don't
Buffering.
remember.
Oh, hold on. It's buffering. Let it buffer, goddammit. Yeah. So, long story short, that's a motherfucking.
I got it. Sorry.
Whoa.
So I remember when you're back. I remember when Batman v Superman came out, and people were just kind of picking on it, and people started nitpicking it and being kind of ridiculous. But one of the criticisms I saw was like, "Oh, Batman's running around killing people, and I don't like that." And I watched this movie, and I'm like, "Do you guys not watch the original? Like, there's a scene in this movie." Where he drives into a factory full of henchmen, drops some bombs, and straight up rolls out, and the whole building blows up. And I'm like, he just killed like 30 people. And it's like, what are you bitching about? Batman's been killing people from the beginning.
Yeah, innocent guys on break. Shit. Eating their sandwich.
Yeah. I think there's even a scene in Returns where like there's this guy holding a bomb, I don't know what. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember like Batman giving this guy a bomb, like handing it to him and then punching him in the face, and like falls down a hole or something, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, doesn't he like ram somebody with the car too? And like Returns,
so.
He just pins him against the wall.
He has machine guns, I think, in Returns on the Batmobile.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
So this is tough. So, man, I'll give this movie a 9, a straight 9. I mean, I don't think it gets much better than this. And if it does, that's why I left a little bit of room. If it's not the greatest comic book movie of all time, you could always throw a 9.345 in there to make, because it's, to top this. But it's hard to top. So you'd have to be one of those like 9.5 to 10 range movies. So a 9, I think it easily deserves it. I think it's an amazing movie. People did not expect Keaton to do this. Everyone, it's a huge backlash when Keaton was cast because he was a comedic actor kind of at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then people didn't even want Tim Burton to be able to handle Batman because Batman had never gotten like a real good movie, and they wanted a serious kind of director to do it. And he'd just done Beetlejuice. And so, what an amazing movie. And then like the marketing machine that this thing, you look back on the marketing machine of it, the summer of '89 was just the summer of Batman. It's just that the billboards are just the bat symbol. There's no words. Just, you don't need anything. You just got this iconic and kind of new imagining of the bat symbol, which is really cool compared to like the 60s one. Now it's like bronze and gold when it's on everything, even though it wasn't on his suit. I don't know why shit, make it gold on there, dude. That would have been pretty cool. Like the cover of the movie,
Yeah.
But it is like, it's iconic, the bright yellow. But yeah, that marketing is like genius, dude. It's like you couldn't find nothing. Hat, shirt, lunch bags, water bottle, McDonald's tie-in, fucking Subway sandwich wrapper had the bat symbol on it. Like napkins, everything, chapstick. It's like, dude, this movie pumped it, and then it delivered. And it's the reason why we've had so many Batman movies since, because this thing just killed it right off the beginning. And so, us as moviegoers that also like comic book movies, kind of forever hold a debt of gratitude to this movie for really making it happen. Superman had done it before, but Superman was not like this, where it's just like everything was smattered in it, and it made all these companies. Well, Warner Brothers is really in charge of comic book movies back then. Realize that we got to pump these out. Kids love them, adults love them. They sell all this merch, and so thankful it got made, and thankful now as an adult looking back, it's still good. It wasn't just my childhood mind. So 9, boom.
Yeah, I was kind of landing on a 9 too while I was thinking about it. In terms of rating, I definitely think it's like in the top 10 of the best ever made. My 5, I don't know if it would make my 5. Well, maybe it would. I don't know. We've had so many good fucking superhero movies since then, and to my surprise, this still holds up. This is still a fucking awesome superhero movie, especially from '89. And yeah, Superman definitely paved the way for this movie to happen. I think without Superman, I don't know if this would have gone off the ground. But yeah, like Batman, I think Superman 2 is up there. Spider-Man 2 is up there for me. Avengers is up there. The Dark Knight. I think Logan. I know Logan's. Say what you will about Logan, but I fucking loved Logan. It's definitely in my top 5. But yeah, either way, I don't know how I'd rank all of those, but this is definitely in that fucking category, in that running. I don't think there's been. I think out of the 90s, I guess it's '89, but you know what I mean. The '90s Batmans. Yeah. This one's definitely the best.
Yeah. So you're not going to score it? What are you just going to leave?
I said 9. I started with 9. Yeah.
I thought you said I was leaning towards a 9. It sounded like you were going to change it. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, I'm giving this a 9. This is definitely fucking classic.
9. Go check it out. I mean, ain't much more to say. It's a 9, baby. We shouldn't even have talked about it. Should have just played it. This episode is just Batman, and we get a big copyright claim going on.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching our videos. Please like and subscribe. Please check us out on Apple, Spotify. Watch us here on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we drop that new content, that new knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate it. Love you all for joining us. And till next time, we'll. I was trying to come up with a clever pale moonlight exit line. So have fun dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. Anyways, I'm not very good at goodbyes, so that'll do, pig.
That'll do. Peace.
Later.